Howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 66 of the Unfinished Business Podcast. My name is Taylor, joined as always by Corey, Tyler, and Matt. Let us know your favorite Pokemon game in the comments below, and we may fight you because of it. And Mac is already crashing out, so we're off to a great start. I'm going to start off the podcast with a question we just got in the chat. In my chat from Eric, will Ganon Burr break the all-time majors record before Paul? I say no.
First off,
is it
we
major?
we can talk about this, but it's way too early to talk about this.
That is
I'm
true.
just gonna put that.
How many does Paul have? 17 or something like that?
I think he's
I
got
think
18.
Ken has 18, Paul has 7.
Oh, he's one behind Ken.
Whoa, that's really tough.
I can see.
So are you really asking? Are you really asking if
I think Paul gets it this year.
Ganon's gonna do it? Yeah, or are you really just asking if Paul
Like,
can make
Paul
one
win
more
another major?
happen? Yeah, or I guess 2 if you want to break the record, not tie
Yeah.
the record. That's really the question.
True, it was
Can
break.
Paul make 2 more happen?
I think Paul
reminds
wins
me,
back-to-back in Europe this year. 2 majors. All done.
Oh my heavens!
Have you seen all those Ovechkin jokes where he's like,
Yeah.
dude, did you guys notice that Gretzky is 1 goal
Oh,
away
yeah,
from tying Ovechkin? That's so funny.
My guess.
What if Ken gets a major?
Ken just comes back and wins an MPO major.
Wait, does like the Masters count?
That was the
This
question.
is
I was about
this
to
is
ask.
MPO. The record that I Ken 18, Paul 17.
Is it just me or is Taylor going in and out?
Taylor
Like,
just
that's
cut out
weird.
like
My
a
bad.
madman.
Hold on. Let me fix it.
You're good. I just want to make sure we got that covered.
I like how if
Thank you.
anybody else goes in and out, it's like, oh, their internet sucks. And then if Taylor does, oh, I can fix it.
I can fix it. Don't worry.
I can fix it.
My first reaction: no, Ganon will not do it before Paul does.
Do you think he's gonna get a Grand Slam?
Ganon?
Ganon?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Too many good players.
That's what we said, and then he played phenomenally last year.
Don't matter. It's still too many
Yeah,
good
but
players.
do you think he can actually get worlds with
Honestly,
the rest of,
I think the most likely Ganonburst scenario is he gets to like a Rory situation where it's like he has them all but worlds and like just starts to implode at worlds and like be close and then just it's too much.
That's what I'm feeling.
Because I low key think Ganon could win Champions Cup this year, which like I feel like Champions Cup is such a fraudulent like. I can already see 20 years from now, and we're comparing disc golfers like, well, Paul never won a Grand Slam because he had like 2 Champions Cups before he was 35. It's fraudulent.
Yeah. Mac is changing chats mid podcast. Definitely
He's out here.
confusing as all get out. Career Grand Slam or 1 season? I think we're saying 1 season. Right?
I'm talking about career Grand Slam.
Oh, you're talking about career Grand Slam.
Oh, I'm thinking 1 season when you said that
Yeah,
for
I
some
was
dumb
also
reason.
thinking 1 season.
Yeah, I think he'll get it for the career. Yep. Sorry. I was stuck on the big
Oh, no,
picture.
I think it's
which is
extremely
getting a-
unlikely anybody does it in 1 year, other than like if Kristen does it this year. But FPO is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, MPO. Yeah, I mean, you think about how many people still need to win worlds. There's so many
Yeah, it's a long
big
list.
like Calvin, Eagle, just to name a couple big names.
So I was talking to Robbie C. This is off topic, but he just sent me a message. He said, also, is this your number? And then just sends me the most random number from Maine. And I was like, no, not at all. He's like, shoot. So I think he's been trying to get in contact with me without getting in contact with me.
Interesting.
Anyway, should I bag a mutant?
No.
Well, what do you think about it?
I like it, but off of what you were telling me about it, I don't think it's as stable. Because like the way you made it sound, it was closer to the warp than the ultra. And I would say this is like I feel like I've only thrown a justice once, but I feel like maybe this is a tick more than a justice.
That's
I would.
That's how I would describe it too. Yeah.
But when you were explaining it and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna send it to you, dude. It's crazy." that made me think, oh, it's like a warp mid-range.
It's more like it's slower than a 5-speed in my opinion. Like it does not want to go far at all.
Okay.
But it's like a slower ultra, I would say, in the sense. But yeah, Justice. The thing about a Justice is that it's really shallow. That's actually a deep disc. So
Okay.
that's the only.
Yeah.
Here's my question: like, how close is it to an ultra at that point? Are you throwing it for the same slot as an ultra, or?
Yes, but the ultra right now is so like, I wouldn't say finicky. It's just I can burn over the ultra a lot easier than I want to.
Mm-hmm.
But then is it just slow down a torque to make sure that it doesn't burn over, or do I bag this? In my head, the answer is don't bag this because I have like the perfect amount of discs in my bag right now, and I don't want to add any more because it's going to like throw everything off. But this is also a really cool disc that, yeah.
How did you like it on forehand?
That's how I threw it. So the hole was 270 forehand. Like basically you could see the basket straight, but you couldn't go at it straight because there was like guardians slightly to the right. So it was basically kind of dump in. And I threw this flat because I was like, oh, I want to see how stable it is. And I threw it directly at the basket and it landed maybe 30 feet right of the basket, which is kind of what I thought it would do if I threw it directly at the basket. So it was good. But when I texted you like that ain't what I thought it was. It was because I was mentally ready for like, oh, it's a mid-range shaped.
I also hadn't thrown it in about 2 years. So when I was throwing it, I was maxing like 300 feet. So it did feel like a absolute tank.
I don't think I'll go any farther than that. I mean,
no, I think his max arm speed.
My max arm speed was 300 feet at the time.
Oh, I thought you meant this.
Yeah,
was
so it felt super stable for me.
Yeah,
I didn't throw it recently at all. So
your max right now, what, 310, 320?
Bro, he's got 330 in him. Come on now.
I got 325.
325.
What I ran into with that slot is that like I similarly had like a Justice type disc, and I ran into the same thing of like how different is it than like my approach disc or slowing down like a Firebird or something like that. And I ended up taking it out of my bag just because I felt like what I use the Fjord is probably more overstable than a Zone, so it really is kind of more of that like super beefy side. So between that, like the glidey ultra, like the fraudulent ultra, the metal flake that I carry, and like an overstable-ish 8-9 speed, I felt like I was good.
Yeah, I think outside of one disc, my bag is like literally locked for the entire year already, which is an X Swirl Force.
You're going with that one?
Well, no, that's the TI Swirl that you're talking about.
Okay.
X Swirl is like the old.
Oh, yeah.
The Slipstream GT. This is X plastic. It's like crazy. Like, I don't know if you can consider this like kind of like pro. I don't know.
I have X plastic Avenger SSs. I would consider it like a little cheaper feeling than pro, but it's along the same lines. It's a softer than their typical. Yeah.
And I want a Force because everything I've read about the X Force is it's easier to throw because it flips up way easier, but then it still has the reliable dump, which is kind of, it might compete with the composite era, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, that X plastic makes everything way flippier.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was like, that was the only way I could get distance was like 2 years ago, just throwing X plastic Avenger SSs. And they were still like, even at that arm speed, they were going all the way up to flat and cruising. Now it would be really hard to throw it at any kind of power. But you're locked other than that. That's your whole bag. You got to figure it out.
Locked in?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And with the new, so I got a new bag. That's the old one, Taylor. Right. And he's been eyeing it. with the new bag, it's the V2. So they like did the slight modifications. The best modification that I didn't think I was going to like is the putter pouch
Yeah.
lid zips from the other way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it actually hoists your putters better.
What a
They
good
also made
word.
that deeper too. What?
Hoists.
Hoist?
Yeah, I like that.
It hoists it. You know, because it goes. Yeah, so it hoists your putters up more, but also I feel like the putter pocket is somehow deeper too.
It is. I think it is too.
Yeah, I think it is. I would agree.
Yeah. And
I
then
saw yours and compared it to mine when I first got it.
yeah, and a weird thing that I started doing is my approach discs, so my chicane and my warp are in my side pocket now.
Mm.
Don't know why, but I really
You got
like
plenty of
how-
space
What
up
I mean.
top, right?
I do, but I don't want to overcrowd it. So now it's just putter, inner core, marvel, and I've got a bunch of room in there.
You got 4. I got
Yeah.
5 that I stashed in there. 2
Yeah.
putting putters, throwing Marvel, throwing P2, throwing chicane.
I like it.
I guess
I
it
get-
does balance out. If you got water in one side and then 2 discs in the other, it probably weight balances pretty decent.
Oh, that's another thing. The new one has that like Velcro divider
yeah, that divider's
inside.
nice.
So I have water bottle, and then I just take my towel and like shove it in the top like divider
Mhm.
spot, and then I've got two discs. It's
Chef's
I like it.
kiss.
I am not sold on the bag after having it for a year now.
Just because it keeps falling over on you.
Contrarian.
Yes.
wait a minute. Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
It makes me
wait.
so angry.
Do you know what's going out of business?
JC Penney.
Close. Starts with a J. This is the backpack fabric.
Joanne Fabric?
Yeah, Joanne's going out of business.
Oh, Joanne.
But
I like this, man.
it meant that this whole roll thing was like $13.
Nice.
That's actually sick.
For some
And there's
reason,
like 4 other Joannes near me that I'm gonna go to.
for
Nice.
some reason, I think if Grip runs another deal, I might be going back to a Grip bag, just because it's the only bag that stands up that I've ever used.
See,
never-
here's the
I've
issue,
never had a
Tyler.
grip.
We live, I mean, me to more of an extreme, but I think you still qualify here, in an area where it's pretty hard to get bags that are regularly sitting up in general. I know people with grip bags that fall over, with squatch bags that fall over in really hilly areas. And like, that's the
Are
only.
you talking standing up physically or just stand up to like
When I sit
Wear
it
and tear.
down, I don't want to have to think, okay, I got to angle it like this for it to.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant stands up to like beating it. No. Okay. Sorry.
When I
Um,
played League Monday, I played with 2 guys that had lures and 1 guy that had like a budget Latitude 64 bag, and I made the comment on like hole 16, like, yo, what's it like to have a bag that stands up when you put it down? But my issue is purely that like the Atlas bags have pseudo supports on the sides that need to be supported with a full, like if I had a full bag of discs, it would be fine. My main pocket has 10 discs in it right now, so it's just loose as a goose, bro.
See, that's definitely the lore. You know, you could literally take every disc out of the main compartment, stack 5 discs up top, zip up the main compartment, and it would still be pretty well, like pretty decently
pretty
stable. You know, that's kind of the nice part about the lore.
I do have a larger bag design that'll fix that issue, Tyler. So
Of course it will.
Just needs one angel
forward to it.
investor of $5 million.
I don't need that much, but I definitely know how to fix the issue.
I have a question. What is
I
the
think
general
Scott
consensus?
has a question.
Oh, God.
Oh, Scott does have a question.
What is the general consensus of the new Marvel that came out?
Slightly more stable.
Yeah.
So it would be okay if so the premium is 2302. I would say this is 2302 and a half.
Agreed. Concurred.
That's kind of cool. Does it still will it still fly the same? It's just it's more stable.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
flies
Like,
identical. It
I
flies
like it.
identical. It just 10
Yeah.
to 15 feet more that way.
But I think I like the most about it too is that it still feels like a marble. Like I feel like a lot of putters in premium plastics will tend to feel deeper because they kind of mold higher in a premium plastic, but it's very flat and feels really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Mike wanted to know what Discmania made the bag. As of right now, nothing.
Let's
but
go.
that could change. Well, it's not. It's literally like most of my bag was already set in stone from last year because of sponsors. So that's another reason that there is a chance that the mutant does go in, because I want to try something slightly different. But I would have to test it. I might do an ultra versus mutant battle video to see how different it is.
I got new discs in my bag as of
What'd you get?
today.
What do you have?
Got a couple D1s, and at least one of those things is going in my bag. Those things are sick.
So give me the assessment of those. I threw them both.
So
is a D1 flippier than a D2? Because I'm hearing weird.
No.
Okay.
I had back in the day, like back in college, I had a pink D1 that I found that this flies just like both of them, where I can throw that thing as hard as I want to on like just a little hyzer, and it'll stand up and it'll like, but it won't turn. It like acts like it wants to turn, but it won't actually turn. And then like the last 10% of the flight, it just tanks and like spikes to the ground. And I love it so much.
It's a nice plastic too.
Yes. Nice and domey. They got a good glide. Big fan.
Yeah.
Last week I went to Hazy Shade. I was asking about that new, what is it called? The Hype?
Yes.
It's not even out yet.
I know. I saw it got approved, but I didn't think it was like out.
I asked, I was like, do you guys have any of the new Pipe Hand disc? He's like, well, which one? And I was like, isn't there like a brand new one? He's like, the Hype? I was like, yeah. He's like, that ain't out yet, but we have two that you could feel. And he had like two like prototypes. They were like they felt good. So the I'm going to use Tyler's word, the consensus of the Hype is it is a, I think he said a 10 speed or an 11 speed grunt.
Oh, I'm kind of down for that.
And apparently some of them went out and people were like, hey, this isn't a grunt. I know it says grunt, but this isn't a grunt.
Oh,
and they were like,
they just shipped and they thought they were grunts.
oh shoot. Oh shoot, this isn't a grunt. So then that's why they're making the new disc, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's funny. That sounds sick though. Speaking of the D1s, I'll just transition us into, I played my weekly challenge today, and I think played one of the worst rounds I've played in recent memory by far.
Man.
I at least 4 holes of the front 9, I spent 15 minutes looking for my tee shot, and like went to, like, if you went to this course and said like, yeah, really the one thing you don't want to do is go to that spot, that's where my disc was. I was in the swamp with Shrek. I threw my Pharaoh into the water. If you haven't seen that reel, it was really bad.
Did you get the Pharaoh back?
I did get it back. Thankfully. So I threw it and it just turned and burned into the water. And I was like, oh, I have my, like I have the suction cup, like, stick. There's a better word for that. I can't think of it. And the full like rope and, golden retriever thing. So I went to my trunk to get both of those things. And by then, like the wind was blowing enough, like it was a headwind, and just blowing it back to me enough that it was already like by the shore when I had retrieved my items.
Nice.
So I just literally just picked it up.
Crap.
Nice. So you're supposed to play the hardest course in your area. Was that the case today?
Yeah. This East Skate is like, no one plays it around here because the entire front 9, most of them play around 2 lakes, and it is very like tight and a lot of OB. And I found a lot of it. And I think this is a new record for me in a scored round. My C1X putting percent was 54. I want to say 50 something. It was, it was atrocious. It was really, really bad. Which continued, like I played League Monday and birdied the first 4 holes and then proceeded to like, I think I missed 6 circle 1 putts in that round. So
what are you putting with right now?
The Tomb right now due to my challenge. It's not going good. It went good for a little bit, but it is not going good right now.
Jeez.
Well, I didn't even do the challenge because I didn't find any time to do it, but I'm hoping to do it maybe this weekend or something. I don't know.
There was a few moments on like holes 4 and 5 today where I genuinely just thought about like, I'll just say I didn't do the challenge today, and I'll just go home.
That's kind of how I felt about the wind lately. It's just been so bad.
All right, so Mike's going to call me out for 2 weeks. So here's the predicament I was in. Last weekend, it was my wife's birthday, and she was extremely ill, which is really sad. So I was taking care of it. I was taking care of everybody. And then this past weekend was Easter weekend and everything like that, and doing stuff with families. So I couldn't find 3 hours to spend after work or in the middle of the workday to go play Iron Hill Longs. So
yeah, that was
sorry, Mike. Sorry, that was inconvenient for you.
That was the tough part of where I play. I've only played, this is the second time I've played this course since I've lived here, and it's a little bit farther of a drive. It was like 35 minutes out there, and then like the round, just that course, I think half the reason people don't play it is it is hard. The other half is it is a hike. Like between the front 9 and the back 9 is almost a full like half mile, 3/4 mile walk from 9's pin to 10's tee. Like it is a hike. So I was out there for a while.
So do you think they made the front 9 and then like decided the back 9 later?
It's the best way for the holes that I think they wanted to have to be designed, but I would not be mad if some of the back 9 got redesigned anyway. Honestly, there could be some really cool holes connecting the two, but that is a very popular fishing spot. Like there's always a ton of people there, so I don't think that would ever work out. But this course specifically, like the front 9 is immaculate. Like it's so good, and then the back 9 isn't like bad. It's just more of like mid.
Okay.
Just do a challenge where everyone votes to ban a manufacturer.
Max trying to fight.
Speaking of course design, I threw out a thing in the Discord, I think yesterday, talking about a weird hole that I designed. So, okay, the front 9 of the course that, fingers crossed, goes in right by my house, one of 2 courses, is like immaculate. It's got a little bit of everything, some forehand, some backhand, some short holes, some long holes, par 4s. It's great. Then I decided, okay, one of the meetings that I had with city council, this guy's one of my friend's dads. So he's like hyping me up way more than normal. And he's like, you guys got to listen to Corey. Like, this is such a good idea. He's never disc golfed in his life. He golfs, so he understands like the hype around getting like groups out and stuff like that. But he's never played. And I'm just explaining like literally golf, but with Frisbees, and it's easier and cheaper and just fun. So he's freaking out, just like hyping me up. And he's like, so what happens if this 9 just like pops off? Like, are you able to design like a back 9? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, as long as I have like the guidelines of where I'm allowed to go, because parts of the park are like heavily used all year round. So I decided to make the back 9. And one of the holes is, now, once again, this is a figuratively designed course, so I don't know if this is going to be it. Right. But off of the tee pad, maybe 10 to 15 feet in front of you is a 6-foot gap that I was thinking it would be fun to do a double mando because it's just 2 trees.
Yep.
That just happen to be there. And then after that, it's wide open except for like a few scattered, like decent sized trees near the basket, but it wouldn't be anything that would like get in your way. You could just like skip behind it maybe, and then you're like, oh, I have a step out putt kind of thing. I was asking if that was a good hole or a bad hole, because I know doing a double mando with a very skinny gap right off of the tee, not everyone's favorite thing.
Let me show you something. Keep talking, keep talking.
So this would be hole 13. And it's only the longs that would have this gap. The shorts would be like, I think I ended up range finding like 190, but it was wide open. So it's like you would have a little bit of everything. I just thought it was cool to have like one random hole where like you could just nail the tree right off. It doesn't even have to be a double mando. It's just if you put the T-pad there, you're gonna want to try and like split the gap. So I want to know how you guys feel.
I'm totally fine with it. There is a hole like that where I live, and I'm trying to find it so I can show you.
Yeah, I definitely, I don't know. I'd be interested to get like a general consensus from like disc golfers about. I feel like Mandos.
Dude, we're using that word so much.
Mandos get like just so
welcome
on in general, but like I feel like I mind Mandos a lot less off the tee. I don't really mind Mandos much at all. There's the course I played today. There's a hole where the back nine, they definitely have to do what they can because it's just wide open. Like it's literally just cow pastures out there. But you throw like 300-ish off the tee, just wide open tee shot. And then there's a double Mando. It's probably like 20 feet apart once you start to approach the pin, and you have like another, 150 from there that it actually like, you can either like try to rip it off the tee and get to the Mando, or a lot of times it's more like an actual placement shot that you actually have to think about and kind of plays as a par 4 versus, just a wide open par 3 or par 4 where you're just kind of ripping a shot with no consequence.
Okay.
Jamie, are you able to pull this up or no? Or is that too much work?
I can. People may see us twice, but I can.
Oh man.
They'll just see us twice.
I wish they would hear your echo voice.
I can turn that on too. Completely corn
It's
bob.
so funny.
All right, so here we go. Sorry. So this is a Mando right here. And I know in the caption down here it doesn't say, but this tree right here as well is the other Mando. When you play tournaments.
So think of that, but maybe a few feet closer to the T-pad.
That seems like no problem. Like this will get in your head. I will 100% tell you that, because what it is the basket is way down here, tucked in behind these trees. So you throw a flex forehand shot through this gap. So you're looking at the gap the whole time. That's what you're supposed to play. Flex forehand to get you way over here, and then come back behind those trees. It never happens, but that's ideally what you want to do.
So this hole that I'm talking about would be 250, 260-ish, and it would be either a forehand or a slight turnover. Like I would say it's maybe 10 degrees off of dead straight. Like It's not much, but it's enough for like, I mean, I thought it was just a cool hole.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to this hole, to be clear, but like the thing that I think can come up with, depending on how the guardian trees are, is like I do like holes where there's a kind of even set of guardian trees around the basket, and it's up to you as a player to say like, oh, it's actually better if I throw a little farther and get past these trees, then I have a straight thing back. And if the Mando severely limits that, or the guardian trees are that level of severe, then it becomes a little touchy. But if the guardian trees aren't that many, or the Mando doesn't limit it that much, it doesn't matter. But like I know
I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna go there and film it. Like I don't know about I'll probably make a shot or two, but just filming the actual layout of the hole, because eventually I want to film the entire 18 holes because it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
But then at least you guys would understand what I'm talking about, because maybe you look at it and you're like, oh, no, that's really cool. I don't know. Ugh.
No, I think I don't know. I've never.
I was also thinking. Okay, hold on.
all.
I got one more. I got one more thing. I got one more thing, and it's also about Mandos. So I was thinking, a lot of courses have like the longs and the shorts. Have you ever seen a course have like shorts, longs, and then like harder longs, but it's from the same T-pad? Does that make sense? So like here, let me describe this, because this is a little hard. So the shorts would be just the shorts. Okay. The longs would be technically the whites. So reds, whites, And then the blues would be you're playing from the long tee pads, but like maybe some of the softer par fours are now par threes. Some of the holes that don't have Mandos have Mandos because you're playing like the expert layout kind of thing. So maybe you'd throw that shot and it's not a double Mando with the trees. So technically you could throw like around the trees if you can. I got to go see if you can even do that. But then from the blue layout, it is a double Mando. From the blue layout, this one hole you have to throw from like one side or the other of a tree. So it's like a specific Mando. Have you ever heard of that? And or does that sound nice?
I feel like I've heard of it.
I have heard of that, but it's not. Yeah, it's not a direct thing that's made. It's just like over time they put that in, and occasionally you'll hear in a tournament they're playing like this specific layout. They have like a name for it, and that's the pars are a little harder. There's extra Mandos.
Yeah, because I would like to do that if this course goes in. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the UDisc like mapping and everything, and I would love to actually do a reds, whites, and blues. And the blue would just be like, because there's a couple par fours that are like somewhere between 430 and actually maybe 500, somewhere like that. But there's at least one of them, I think it's 430. At the very end, maybe 100 feet before the basket, it slightly goes down like hill. So if you crest that hill, you're basically getting to the basket. So you could play that as par three. And it would be really fun.
Right.
So I don't know.
I know a local course that does a tee pad, the first basket, a tee pad, the second basket, and then you can play from the first to the second. And so it's like
I like
you either play. The holes are actually pretty decent. The course itself, there's a couple weird ones, but it makes it really easy for tournaments because for juniors, you can just be like, you guys aren't going to play the long par four. You're going to play one of the shorter par threes. And then for pace of play, it's really convenient for that. But it's tough to balance that. Like they have some really good holes on the short courses and some really kind of crappy holes, but it's an interesting design.
Yeah. I plan on getting Mac out to play this course with me, even if the basket's not there, or I'll bring a basket and just walk it to each side. But I want to see what I just don't want to cry because I know he's going to rip into like, why would you do that?
I want to play a couple games with you guys real quick. Can I do that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Fiend for some games.
I want to call you names.
You can if you want to. It's up to you.
Like daddy.
You can call me daddy. That's whatever you want. What's the saying? It says where it's like you can call me something, but you just can't call me. It was a saying
can't call me for dinner.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anyways, I did notice Joseph Anderson is now going by Joey Buckets on the PDGA website.
Yeah, and then he didn't wear a bucket hat this weekend.
I know.
Yeah, why did he look like freaking what's her name?
Haley King.
Haley King.
Damn.
Bro, Haley King.
All right.
MPO this
we're gonna play a game. All right.
I'm ready.
Who are you more concerned about? So I'm gonna give you two players, and you have to pick one. And then as a group, we're gonna stick with that player, and then I'm gonna name another player. And so we're gonna keep going down until we see who the last guy is that we're concerned with.
What is this? Define how we are selecting this person.
Long-term physical health.
I mean, it's up to you. Like, who are you concerned about?
Like,
are you concerned about them right now at this point in time in the year? Are you concerned about them?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So we're talking like scoring and or just in general, like.
No, scoring wise. We're not putting anybody on suicide watch or anything like that. If that's
no. I mean, in general, as in like, maybe they don't ever win, but they're usually in like a bracket, and maybe they're just not that good
Well, it's
right
up to
now.
you. It's under
You know
your
what I mean?
own discretion about what you want to
Okay.
choose.
I guess it depends on who you're saying. So
Okay, I'm going to start off, I think, light, and then I'll start getting into some deeper players that I think maybe are more polarizing in that area. All right, ready? Ricky Wysocki or Paul McBeth?
I love this.
concerned for?
Bro said I'll start off light and then gave us the biggest one off the.
I'm going Ricky.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Corey. You said you're more concerned about Ricky because he usually gets a win every year.
He usually, yes, I feel like he's usually in the top 3, top 5, winning. At least the past couple years, as opposed to Paul, has not been really that hot. And I feel like right now they're kind of both in that like high medium area, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
I
I'm more
understand now.
concerned with Ricky because Paul the last couple years has just been like kind of crap in the bed.
Can I
know what?
Can I bless this stream up with some statistics?
Oh my God. I don't care about statistics, dude. It's all about feel.
It is about
Okay,
feel.
and I feel like Ricky is more concerning for me right now.
All right, let me just bless you guys with some statistics right here. And I know I said I was done. Paul pooped it away once again. Tournament before last, I said I was done. I was done being the number one Paul stan. I was out of here. Paul McBeth, my GOAT, currently number 2 in Pro Tour standings. Currently first in fairway hits, second in C1 in regulation, second in C2 in regulation, 5th in scramble percentage. My guy has to putt. He's putting 31% from C2 right now. He just can't putt when it matters. And I don't understand why, but he is on the precipice. Where's Richard Wysocki on the back of the bus? That guy sucks.
So can I say something about Paul though that I've noticed?
Please.
He's going out of bounds on the back 9 more than I've ever seen him do. And it's like hole 15, hole 16, one of those 2 holes. Yeah. He's going out of bounds every tournament when he's in it, and then he's done. So for me, it's
so weird, especially
it's
putting
the one
too,
shot.
Like, there's like he's putting himself in positions where you're like Paul McBeth, 40-footer to get into it to win a tournament. Like that's the guy I want to putt that, and then he just sails it like it's not even close, and it's so weird. But yeah, I it's very funny to me. It's impressive that statistically throwing wise, and like again, he's like 31% on the season from C2. He's also like statistically, he's not putting that bad. It's literally just when the tournament's on the line, he just doesn't have it right now.
Matt, who are you more concerned about?
I think I will agree with Corey on Ricky because Paul's already kind of let me down. You know,
he's already past it.
Paul can only go up from here in my head. Ricky can only really,
Isn't that
Ricky
crazy to hear about? Paul McBeth, the guy who's like on trail to have the most majors, can only go up from here. He's just so bad.
Well, is he on trail to have the most majors?
Well, he's got years. He's got 4 majors every year for like the next 4 years in his prime, in my opinion.
And how many?
He's got 16. He has 16 chances to win one more.
I will say this.
I'm just saying he's the highest.
Yeah, certainly so.
Something to think about before this recent second place for Rick at Kansas City. Austin Turner was higher than him in Pro Tour points.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and he's usually the top dog.
And I feel like you could say he's switching bags. He's got a lot going on, but he like destroyed Arizona. Like he shot like 1,100 rated rounds in Arizona, and then I don't know what it is to start the season, but yeah, I definitely at this point am much more concerned about Rick.
All right, so we got Ricky. All right,
is Mike asking about?
Also, all right, I'm about to go on a rant. I hate when people are talking about disc golf and say you're too old to play disc golf. Johnny McRae had a heart attack on the course at 55, and he still just destroys people at A tiers.
I feel like that's more. It's more concerning that he was 55 and had a heart attack, and not.
That's why I was saying long-term physical health. But no, like I guess I don't get this narrative that Paul's like 34, and it's just like, oh, one more year, Paul's not gonna have it anymore. It's like we're throwing frisbees.
Mike, Paul has 17.
I think Ricky
10
has. I think
Ken
Ricky
has
has
18.
like. Ricky has like what, 4 or 5?
Ricky has a lot of weird majors though. Ricky has like Japan Opens and like Australian Opens and stuff. Let me see if Google can tell.
So
me.
maybe he's got like 8 or 9 then, because he's got a U.S. Open, doesn't he? Or no?
Yeah.
AI cannot tell me. Thank you.
Freaking AI sucks, man.
6.
All
So
right.
he has PDGA Championship in 2011, Japan Open 2014, 2016 Worlds, 2016 European Masters, 2017 Australian Open, and then 2017 Worlds. Has not won a major since 2017.
So, do we kind of discount Japan and Australian Open a little bit?
No, because then Paul, you got to get rid of Paul.
No, I think it's
true.
one of those things that, like, at the time, the best players were there. Like, the best players at the time were at those tournaments.
Okay.
So,
yep.
All right, so Paul is who we're more concerned with. All right, so now we move on to someone else. We won't go so polarizing right off the bat then with that. Well, I didn't think Paul and Ricky was that polarizing, but I don't know. I don't know.
I said, I'm going to start off light. Paul or Ricky.
Yeah, Paul and Ricky. If you give me one that is more polarizing than this, I will be impressed with you.
Yeah, all the best players, aka Ricky, Paul, Nico, and like Nate Doss. And Eagle McMahon throwing a 200-foot shot OB to lose Australian Open in like 2017. Shout out.
Yeah. I'll go Ricky and Ezra Aderhold. Who are you more concerned with?
Rick.
That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, Ezra is in such good physical shape. He's going to be out there for a long time. I'm not concerned about his physical.
Well, the expectations aren't high for Ezra.
I was going to say, I think it's Rick just because of the burden of expectation, right? Like, if Ezra wins a tournament this year, it's like, oh, that's so sick. It's a breakout year. Like, if Ricky wins one, you're kind of like, hey, you only won one? Like, what are we doing here?
Matt, why are you concerned with Ezra Aderhold?
What do you mean? Okay, that's a dumb way to say it. I guess, like, we've seen him excel, but we've never seen him, like, excel on the absolute top. You know what I'm saying? Ricky has in some capacity. So that's why I was like, maybe Ezra here. I understand what you guys are saying. Same thing that Mac is saying here is like, Ezra's really not relevant enough for him to be concerned, which is the same thing Taylor's saying. He's saying Ricky has more of an expectation to win than Ezra does. If we're taking it from that perspective, I agree with you. Ricky, it is. Yeah.
All right, so
I also don't think Ezra
just had a good finish too, didn't he? Like top 10 somewhere.
Yeah,
11th. Yeah, he just had 11th.
Mm-hmm. Really? I thought
10 at MCO and 11 at Kansas City Wide Open. So he's trending to win OTB.
Decent back to back. Yeah.
That is his course too. Like he loves going to OTB and just ripping it out in the open.
Him and Goose, man. If Goose could putt, he'd be a threat for Champions Cup right now. Let me tell you.
I wonder if they're going to be...
Ezra reminds me of Goose that can putt.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they're going to be having tighter OB and stuff like that. They're just going to tighten things up a little bit, so it won't be so open. All right, so Ricky is who we're still concerned about. All right, so Ricky or Matty O?
If the concern is going to be on tour next year, Matty O.
Yeah.
We'll go Matty O.
Yeah, I agree with Matty O.
Yeah.
Okay. Matty O or Bradley Williams?
Mentally, Bradley Williams.
Yeah.
No, out of those two, as like a legitimate disc golf answer, I would say Matty O.
You ever look at Bradley Williams and like it just looks like his face just came out of from underwater? Like he just got like to the surface, and his face always looks like that. I don't know why.
That's such a good description because I kind of see
Yeah,
it now that I think about it.
Such an interesting description.
Yeah.
Okay. From a if we're, I don't know. Okay.
Any opinion on this? You can just say a name and we can just
who
move
has
on.
the higher high? here?
Matteo.
We can go
Matty.
Maddie.
I think Matt. Because at one point Matt was like what, top 5 every single time. He just couldn't win. Like he was really good.
You got that money probably, and then you got that 4-year money deal.
Got that West Side money, man.
He got engaged. I mean, life happens.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stick with Matteo. All right, so Matteo or what was the other name I had? Oh, James Conrad.
James.
I think I've already just accepted that James Conrad is not going to be a relevant name in disc golf like anymore.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Taylor.
He's going to be a relevant name in the sense of he has the best discs that come out with his name on it.
Got the signature bag that everybody's rocking now too.
But no one will ever see him throw those discs. They will just throw them.
I have yet to see him throw a single shot this year.
Yeah.
Just real quick, here's a list of players that have more tour points this year than James Conrad. Silas Schultz, Nico LaCastro, Eric Oakley, Vino Makala, Corey Ellis, Harry Chase, Zachary Nash, Cale LaVisca. Like, oh man.
All right, we're going James.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I got some spicy ones coming up. James Conrad or Eagle McMahon.
Yeah, I'm still going James Conrad.
Yeah, I think Eagle's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
If he doesn't figure it out, he's still going to be more relevant.
Eagle's got such a long time to figure it out. I feel like Eagle is one of those people that, and maybe I'm just ignorant to like ravenous James Conrad fans of the world. I guess again, he does have like very sick discs, but I feel like Eagle's got the backing of like, MVP is going to stick around. Like if Eagle plays like terribly for the next 3 years, God forbid, like it's not like he's going to just be off tour. Like he's still good as long as he wants to. He's still going to be disc golfing. Where I feel like that timeline is much shorter for a James Conrad of like, we'll keep your discs maybe, but like, brother, you got to do something here.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude, he comes out with the best discs. Everyone talks about the Trail.
What is it? Him or does MVP come out with good discs and then they just put James Conrad's name on them?
Well, is it
trying to help a brother
James, out? Is it James wants that like flight?
From my understanding, it is James wants that flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people in the world could recommend a good flying disc that you also don't have to pay royalties for putting their name on?
True.
Yeah.
All right, so JC over Eagle. Mm-hmm. All right, Conrad or Kevin Jones?
I might be biased, but I'm going to say Kevin mainly because I want him to be better so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more.
You know what makes me really like cry is that you want to know how many birdies Kevin had this weekend?
How many?
Take a guess, just a random guess. 40. I got 45 holes here. How many birdies out of 45?
6.
I feel like if he's classic,
that would be atrocious.
I feel like if he's classic Kevin a lot, like 20 plus, and then also like 20 plus bogeys.
So I'll give you the bogeys. He's got 3 doubles and 10 regular bogeys, but he only had 14 birdies out of 45 holes.
That's not good.
There's something wrong with him.
There's something wrong with this guy.
Clip it.
He finished tied for 43rd with some other dude named Ryan Mulder.
Shout out Ryan. You're welcome on the podcast anytime.
I'm just saying, I don't know Ryan. I'm just saying some guy I've never heard of.
And that's again, you think back, Kevin was at one point like this is a consistent, like you expect to see him on lead card guy.
The dude had his own Jump Putt Jones nickname. He had 2 nicknames, KJ USA and Jump Putt Jones.
You don't get
Like,
two
who-
nicknames unless you're doing
I have
something sick.
2.
Did anybody else read his Instagram as K Juica?
No.
Nope.
Okay, maybe it's just me.
So, anyways, who are we gonna go with? James Conrad or Kevin Jones?
I gotta say Kevin personally.
I'm okay
Kevin
with
doesn't have the
We can do
disc line
Kevin.
to fall back on, you know?
If I had
Yeah,
to pick
yeah,
one,
that's true.
I'd be picking Kevin, dude. I am so scared for Kevin. I love him so much. It makes
Yeah.
me so upset how all the time on Jomez, he would blow up and they would always be like, oh, don't worry, man. His time is coming. His time will come. How many times do they say that? And now his time is over. Makes me so sad. All right,
Time is
we're
done,
moving
man.
on.
The way Tyler talks about him sounds like he's going to die.
Yeah,
He
it's-
might. He might. I don't know.
Hey, we're all going to someday, you know?
All right.
Sunday?
Yeah.
So
Count your
Kevin
days.
Jones or Cole Redolin?
I was literally about to message you and say you should say Cole Redolin because that's such a good comparison.
I was waiting till we had like a good matchup.
How
Yeah.
old is Cole?
Like 22, maybe.
yeah, he's young. He's younger than
I
me.
think
don't
he might be
think
younger than that.
we can. I don't think we can be concerned with him.
It's the injury thing. The fact that it's an injury.
Yeah. Young.
And you know what's
injury.
interesting is he did a series of videos with Overthrow talking about how he thinks his form would cause injury and he's doing bad things. And then like 3 weeks later, he gets injured and he cannot get rid of the injury now.
8 months ago, DGA Disc Golf posted life as a 19-year-old disc golf pro with Cole Redolin.
Oh my god.
Oh my heavens.
What is the injury?
This is
His
Is
his
it
back.
elbow?
Oh, it is the hip.
How did we all say 3 different things instantly?
Yeah, I'm so. Now I'm
No,
concerned.
It's
it
whole
is the
body.
hip.
It's
It is
everything.
the hip.
Is
Whole
it? Is
body
Okay.
hurts.
Yes, if it's his hip, that's literally exactly what he's talking about in the Overthrow video. Is like the way he sets up on his last step, it requires extreme rotation from his hips and upper body to like get around his bad setup. So if it's his hip, which
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
it's
it was
his hip.
something in his arm, but it might be his hip. Then that even more directly translates.
I'm looking for confirmation on the World Wide Web.
All right,
AKA
so who
his
we think?
Instagram.
Who are we thinking here? Who are you more concerned about, KJ or Cole?
Cole.
I'm actually more concerned for Cole.
All right, let's go, Cole.
Bro, this guy
Yeah,
he got a
I'm just
platelet
not
injection and
concerned.
couldn't walk without pain in January. He's cooked. You have a
I mean, I feel
partial
like-
tear of his hip flexor. That's what he said.
Yeah,
I think-
that's what I did.
KJ is almost like the ship has sailed, I think.
Okay,
I feel like for him.
Concerned for Cole because if he can't play anymore, that means the pipeline is open for a tour series.
Oh, wow.
Big brain.
Bon voyage.
Jake Mon, where you at?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Cole Redolin or Silas Schultz?
Okay.
Cole.
No, hear me out on this.
All right. Let him cook.
You didn't say anything yet.
Let him
No,
cook.
Okay.
hear me out.
Saying, let
Hold
me
on.
cook. Silas has been playing disc golf for how long? Since he was a kid. He's had the
He's
skills.
22.
Okay, but he's been playing since he was like the second he could hold a disc. He said in an interview one time he was playing disc golf.
He's probably 25.
He's had the skills of like, to play MPO professionally
But you can't
for-
putt.
like 5 years now, and
Can't
then
play, you can't
before
win.
that, like 10 years of experience or whatever. At what point are we like he cannot get over this mental thing to putt? Right? Because if he's this deep in the game and it's been
22,
this
good guess.
long. Yeah, good
Is he
guess.
really?
Yeah, 22.
That's what I thought. I thought he was 22.
If he's been this deep in the game and it's been this long, like
Because the dude won U.S. Amateur, I think, back in when he was like 17 or 18.
yeah. But he's
So-
this deep in the game, it's been this consistent of a problem. Is there a way he's overcoming that?
Yes.
How?
I've seen it. I've seen it's just a mental thing.
Yes.
I've seen it
Yeah,
like
but-
one year. Dude, he's 22. His
I understand that.
in frontal brain.
Okay, whoa,
isn't
we're
even
arguing
developed
between
yet.
this and a 19-year-old.
Yeah, but he has an injury.
His hip, his elbow, his back.
And Cole was like a player that was supposed to be like a top 10, possibly top 5
Yeah.
player last year.
I feel like an injury that could prolong is way worse than someone who mentally just can't putt. Because
But he hasn't mentally been able to putt for 10 years.
that doesn't matter.
I do think that's something
You're
that
talking
you can learn over time,
dude.
right?
You're
Like,
talking about a 12-year-old.
I will
I'm
say,
talking about a
someone
12-year-old not being able
blood
to
at this
putt.
point.
I watched
In
Silas
your blood
Schultz
at that
play a
point.
tournament, right? That he was leading at the time, that had a decent payout, and I watched him mentally crumble an airball, a 15-footer. Like I was there, I saw it happen. But I do think, to Corey's point, that like I am more concerned about a physical, I have a tear in my hip and can't walk without it hurting, versus like, I think if you rep out enough of those 15-footers, you start to make them sometimes. You just got to be in that position to make that more normal.
But here's the thing:
okay,
if
I
you're
want
watching
Tyler
this,
Schultz so bad.
no, I'm fine with either. I just think this is an interesting, different one. If you watch any of Silas's vlogs, he's just putting every single day, 15 to 30 footers before every round he plays. Like, if you watch the last 4 vlogs, every one of them will feature him talking about playing the round and putting for like 45 minutes before.
So get to the
round.
point.
This guy's.
I'm just saying, is it
Silas Schultz
worrying?
practices, guys. We're very concerned.
I have.
Well, I'm saying,
I
if
have
he
one-
still practices, how much more can he do?
It's not about the practice. It's about you have to be able to overcome the 6 inches between the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
have
he can
one
practice all he wants. That's not going to do anything.
He has to get the practice of the situation, right? Like he has to make that, like, I'm in the lead at this event, like I need to make this putt, and then you learn from that.
I
Go
have
ahead,
one
Corey.
analogy, and it's when I was skateboarding daily, there were certain things I knew I could do, but I wouldn't. Like specific handrails or specific, like, just doing certain flip tricks downstairs. I can do it on flat ground. I just mentally, I could not do it. And then one day it was like, you know what? That's stupid. I can do this. And then it was like first go. I think he just needs that, like, there's like a switch in his brain that needs to go off, but he's only 22 years old.
You either got it or you don't, man. Either you want to feel the pressure and you
but there
want to be
is-
in the moment,
but-
or you're too scared to be in the moment.
But there is a chance to overcome that.
Sure, absolutely there is.
Like,
Mac,
I don't
would
know
say
what it
the
is.
best way to practice pressure putting outside of tournament experience is to have your significant other or one of your friends purchase a firearm. And just if you missed, but we did actually. You guys remember when like Guitar Hero and Rock Band were like just the thing? We'd sit there with an airsoft gun in my room. If you missed a note, you just got like point blank pelted with an airsoft gun.
That does not sound fun.
So fun.
Silas,
That sounds
Silas,
hilarious.
come to Toboggan, and
We
I
have
will
to
bring
do-
the airsoft gun.
All right, so we're gonna stick with Cole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be clear, I thought Silas was losing this argument wherever it's at. It was just a different argument to present.
All right, Cole Redolin or Aaron Gossage?
Oh, Aaron Gossage by a mile. By a mile. But I'd counter, it's contradictory to what I just said, but Aaron Gossage, I do not think he can learn how to putt.
I've been holding
don't
on to
think he
that
can.
name the entire time, by the way. I'm like,
Cole
when is the
will
time we're
literally
gonna
be
do this?
so injured that he's gonna fade off into nothingness, and we're
It's
still
just
gonna
like
be
on
like,
his deathbed. I'm like, I'm more
so
concerned about Goose
Aaron.
right now.
you go to the hospital where he's barely holding on, and you're like, did you hear about Goose?
You missed another 5-footer, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
All right, let me see if we can get a rattle off a couple more, and then we'll move on because I didn't want this to be a 30-minute segment, but it's turning into one, which is fine. It's a good debate. Who was the other one I had? Sorry. So Gossage and Isaac Robinson.
Gossage.
Yeah, Goose by a
Gossage.
mile.
Yeah.
Isaac never
So-
plays well at the beginning of the season, I feel like.
I was gonna say we always see him just like start to ramp up right before Worlds.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Cole Redolin or Chris Dickerson?
Cole. Goose.
Cole.
Both injured. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Goose.
Yeah, I was thinking
Goose
so.
Goose or C.
Goose
Dickey?
I have another rant about the Chris Dickerson thing too.
I'm still gonna say Goose.
if you're not in our Discord, we had a debate about whether Chris Dickerson will win again or not. And it's very interesting to me that Chris is very similar to Matty O if you actually look at like the why they don't win, right? Chris Dickerson is like still top 10-5 rated players in the world. He's like 10, 20 something rated. The problem is the highest round that Chris Dickerson ever shoots ratings wise is like 1040, like 1045, but he's incredibly consistent at like that 1020 to 1040 range. The problem with that is when Gannon Burr wins a tournament, he's averaging 1070, 1080. Like, I think there's just a band of pros that like incredibly consistent, incredibly good, but they don't have the same ceiling that you need to win.
Also, I don't know how much Chris is still injured or dealing with an injury or what it gives me. He said his hip there was a problem with his hip and he was learning to overcome it. So
bro's got bone spurs on his hip, bro. That's not we need to go in and shave them down.
Yeah.
Your hip it's gonna like erode your hip socket. So
all right, so Colbert Allen still? Goose.
I'm still more concerned with Goose.
Sorry. All right, so Goose or Calvin? And then I got one more. Goose or Calvin?
Goose still, I think.
Yeah, Goose by a mile.
Yeah. Goose was supposed to be one of those hot shots that like takes off.
He almost won Worlds, man.
Yeah.
I think we'll just end with Goose. I think it's a good one to end on.
I don't know if anybody's gonna overcome Goose.
Yeah, I think Goose is the consensus.
Wait, overcome?
They're doing what?
Wait, can we all agree that the most polarizing one was the first one Tyler gave?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna officially say that I was kind of being facetious when I said that. So.
All right, it turned out into a banger segment though. That was fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
That was fun.
With that, I'm gonna take us right into our game, I think, and we can wrap up with a game here. So
heck yeah,
we got games on games. Please
tell me it's 1v1.
But we can make it that way.
Oh no, I meant like, what if you did the exact same thing that Tyler just did?
Oh, just the exact same thing. No, we are. I'm gonna make you guys come to a consensus, and we're gonna see how close you can get to these. So this is pretty similar to
the amount of times that we've consensus.
Yeah, we love a consensus. I just love to hear you guys argue. So we this is somewhat similar to our Foundation Top Sellers game. But what I have for you, this is presented by Chalker House Disc Golf. Thank you to Chalker House.
You're going down.
One of the best things I think about their shop is they have all of their pre-owned inventory listed online as well as in store, which is the best part about having a local store. I'm going to pull up a picture of 5 discs from their pre-owned section, and you guys are going to have to tell me how much you think these discs cost right now to buy. So we've got 5 of these. I'm going to bring up number 1, and I'm going to zoom in. And for this first little round, I'm not going to give you guys any other information about this disc. It is literally just the picture.
So we should play the prices right then with this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shadow Titan.
Do you guys, want to be individual, or you guys want to be on a team? I guess I should ask.
Individual.
All right, let's do it.
Remind me, Price is Right.
You can't go above.
Closest.
You can't go above.
So we got to change the order every time. So someone can go first, second, third, and then, whatever. I'll go first. I'll be brave.
Thank you for being brave.
I will give it a solid 36, 69.
Love that.
Good night. This boy got precise. Corey, are you going next?
Tax, dude. I don't know.
Wait, we're going. How much do you think this is worth?
Yeah, how much? What this disc is listed for right now to buy. These are live on their website right now to go buy these discs. Closest to without going over.
$75.
Okay,
Matt can just say 37 if he wants.
I look at Chalker House pretty frequently.
Frequently?
Yeah, because every time Taylor wears
the game. Sorry, guys.
Matt has an actual
He's got insider
problem.
information.
He's getting married in like 10 days, and he is like on spot of Chalker House discs.
He's looking at local disc stores that are approximately 16 hours away from his location.
And he's going to be on Chalker House while he's camping.
To add to this, I'm pretty sure this disc, I saw it last time I was on here, and it was for just an insane price for this disc. But I'm gonna just play it safe and go like 32 here.
You're gonna go below me?
I'm gonna go below you.
Okay.
All right, this is listed for, this is Discmania Shadow Titan, 10 out of 10 never thrown condition. This is on the website for $49.99. We got Tyler taking home the first one. I like Corey getting ambitious though with the 75. Okay. I respect that.
Dude, if Tyler didn't do such a weird number, I was going to go like $399 or something like that.
All right, here's disc number 2. Tyler's got 1 point here. This is actually, I'm not giving any descriptions, just off the top. We'll go in reverse order. We'll go Matt, Corey, Tyler.
This is a beautiful DX Valkyrie. Give me $11.
To Corn Bob Kramer.
$299.
$299?
Yep.
I'll go $3.
I don't like you.
Tyler is playing the game. This is a DX Valkyrie listed at 6 out of 10, and it is on the website for $399.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Corey.
I knew it was going to be something stupid like that.
That's a good guess. Corey deserves that one. I'm sorry, dude.
That was a really good guess. All right. But hey, Tyler's playing the game. We're going to go, let's go Corey, Tyler, Matt.
Play the game. Corey, Tyler, Matt. Okay.
Yep.
And you don't tell us the listing ahead.
Yeah, not till after.
Okay. It doesn't look thrown. So I'm going to guess it's a Saki Bomb Raider 9 out of 10.
Like it. I like it.
PSA rated 9 of 9.
Yeah. I'm going to say $22.
Oh man, that's a good guess.
22 on the line.
It's gonna be $21.99. I know it.
I know. Well, the thing is, that's why I'm thinking. Like, do I want to just barely undercut you? I'll go $19.99.
All right, one more for the boys.
Okay, I need to be smart here and make up some space.
I honestly don't know what direction this is going.
22,
you know
$19.99.
You know what's crazy is like Matt was talking about like, oh yeah, I was on this website not that long ago. It's because he's on it right now.
I'm not. I swear.
Side monitor.
I haven't.
I'm on it right now.
Yeah, Tyler is on it. Give me $17.
17 even. Let me tell you guys something. This one shocked me a little bit. I gotta go find this disc. This is listed as a Dynamic Discs Lucid X Chameleon Saki Bomb Raider. 7 out of 10 on the quality. Listed for $12.99.
Oh, we all busted.
What a deal for this thing,
$12.99?
That is a good
for
deal.
This thing. Use Ursa
Wait,
10. That's
we
10%
all
off. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, dude. Busted that. Yeah.
All right,
Yo,
we got two more.
Oh,
Guys,
Darkstone. All right, so I go first.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
I think it's back to me. I think it's back to me.
Oh,
this was number 4, right?
This is number 4. Yeah, we got 2 more.
Sea Line Instinct Darkstone.
Peel behind the curtain. They have pictures of both the front and the back, and I downloaded pictures of all the backs and then realized the prices were stickered on the back right before.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to delete all those.
I'll go $14.99.
sorry. Who's next? I was
Corey.
We'll go Corey and then Matt. Yeah.
I was hard focusing on this disc right now.
Just taking it all in. Taking it all in.
This is a fun game, though.
$15.
Time to play the game.
He's got to play the game.
All right.
Now Tyler's got a commanding lead. Somebody's going to have to get both of these to challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody's going to have to go wham, wham.
1550.
I'll have to find a tiebreaker real quick.
He goes 1550. Watch it be 1525. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, so it was 1550? All right, so Matt has got a chance. He does get the point. This is a Discmania, a Sea Line Instinct Darkstone, 10 out of 10, never thrown, listed for $29.99.
Dude, who's going to buy that garbage for that much?
Whoa.
That is
I thought
garbage.
we were pre-owned only, but this is the
I
second
know
10
one
out of 10
person.
never
So it is
thrown.
pre-owned, but it has never been thrown.
That is garbage.
So somebody bought the box and just traded it in.
I know one disc maniac.
And we're selling that for $29.
$29.99.
Yeah, buddy. They don't know.
No, that's
Bro,
not
who
going to
is
sell.
making these prices?
All right, here's the last one.
Oh my goodness. There's
We'll
no
go,
way
I
to
don't
tell.
think we've done Matt, Corey, Tyler.
Yeah, it's Matt, Corey, Tyler. So I got a chance to smack Matt right
a
now.
lot of pressure on Matt right here.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just hard. Because we've seen
I
some
mean, I
of the
get
most
it, dude. I get it.
whimsical-
I get it.
That we've seen
Wake up in
some
the
of
morning.
the most whimsical pricing I have ever seen in my whole life. Oh my goodness. Give
2
me
a.m. happens. Get it.
$19. $19 for this thing.
$19.
$19.
You blew that load. No way.
Might be a
Corey.
good signature on there.
Is that supposed to be Kyle Klein's signature or just a
I don't know.
used disc?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's
He's trying to make it out. Who
well.
signed
No,
this?
I'm looking at the number. Is that a PDGA number?
Can't
Because
be,
I'm pretty
right?
sure Kyle's not a 4-digit number.
I just have somebody's phone number on screen right now. Somebody text them.
So, hey, is this your signature, bro? I'm gonna go $7.
$7.
Matt said 19.
Yep.
I'm banking off the fact that that's nobody.
I'm banking on
probably-
the fact that it is somebody, but
It's probably
I
a
feel like I
signature.
automatically win this if I just say 19 and 1 cent. Because if it goes under, Matt doesn't get the point.
This
Matt
would
has to
technically
get it,
be
like-
whoever's closest, right? Because we
And you
haven't
just
had to
can't-
go on to closest yet.
You can't go over if it's the Price is Right style.
Oh, it is true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to give it a respectable number and say 22. I could say 1901, but I'm gonna go 22.
Well,
Nice guy
fellas,
here.
we have a ball game. This is a Midnight Prowl Meta Origin listed at 7 out of 10 for $19.99.
Dude, Matt, you're still lucky.
$19.99. All right, so I gotta switch us back here real quick. I'm finding an overtime right now. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
Wait,
I pretty much.
I was over, right?
No, you were under. I gifted
Yeah, you
you
were.
a
Oh,
chance
It was
Yeah.
because
$19.99. You best 19.
Dude, it's just look at the pricing convention here. We have a dynamic disc that has 8 different plastic names coming in at whatever,
It's
$12.
$13, man.
Matt's been eyeing up that disc. I didn't want
Trying
to
to
go
find something
19.
fun
I didn't want to
here.
go 1901 and win that way. So
Yeah, I respect
Oh,
it.
boo-hoo.
I could have. That would have ended it.
I know you could have, because you
Right.
did on the first 3.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, I had to make sure I locked myself in.
Good
Locked
job,
myself
Corey.
in.
Good job, Corey. 1 penny more.
Can a brother get a penny?
Listen, don't hate the player, hate the game.
It's true. All right, Rick. I've got our overtime.
While this round went on, I won 2 Sea Line methods for
Matt, why do you need more plastic?
$12. Well,
Oh,
I
you got
keep getting now. I'm aiming for specific ones that I won't throw that I'm using for.
Oh, this is
he's
a
gonna-
good one, Tay.
I
He's
thought
gonna
I'd give us
melt
something
all
spicy
of
here.
the.
All right, so
He's
do
gonna
we?
melt all of the discs together to build a tent for his honeymoon?
Probably. So do we want to just let this be the closest so no one
Yeah,
can play each
whoever
other?
gets closest to this.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, so
We
now
go
we nobody
overtime.
gets played. All right, Matt,
What am I
you get
looking
first.
at?
Matt, you get first guess since you tied it up.
I gotta see it.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Corey.
I don't think I got a single one.
Whoa!
We were close.
You were
on a
close.
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler got you on that.
I know,
Valkyrie.
but I
You
don't
had
think
the
I
best
got a
guess on the
single one.
Valkyrie.
I don't
Yeah.
think I got a single point.
You didn't. It's okay though.
So
Why?
what are the numbers?
3402?
Okay, I can't see on my screen. That's why. Okay, no.
Why does this have 3402 numbers?
Because that's the original numbers.
Yeah.
And then they
dummy.
swapped it to 3303, and then they swapped it back to 3402.
Yeah.
Man, Zestfest. 11.99. It's beat up, bro.
Yo, hit me with that 12. 12 straight up. I'm not
You are a
saying-
munch. You are a
20.
munch.
$24.99.
I ain't losing to this scrub like
Final
that.
answer.
12.
So Corey would have had it. This is a Discraft Paul McBeth prototype Luna, pre-owned, 10 out of 10, unused, never thrown, listed on the website for $44.99.
Never thrown. I thought it was beat to crap.
I don't look beat.
I'll tell you one thing. I picked this thing up when I was there last time. I was like, you're charging $45 for base plastic putter. Get out of here. These things feel incredible. Whoever, if you are a fan of those Lunas, shout out to you because those feel insane.
So I won.
So Corey won.
Yes. Good job, Corey.
Shout out Corey. Shout out to Chalker House. Also, if you need to new discs, Ursa 10 at Chalker House, use our affiliate links at Foundation or buy our merch. We would greatly appreciate it. Join us live here on YouTube weekly Wednesdays at 7:45, and we'll see you next week.
Central time.
Central Time.
Bye.